Hi students, welcome back to Wisdom Academy YouTube channel. In the previous video, you have learnt about the resistors in series, parallel and all kind of complex situations. I have told you some special methods known as symmetric method, where I told you about mirror symmetry, fold symmetry, and I think I have also told about equal potential. So all these methods will help you to solve as many complex circuits as possible. So with those methods you can even try to solve some questions of NEET or JEE. So I hope that you have solved enough number of questions and then you have come for today's session. But today I am going to talk about internal resistance of a cell. So before I go into this, I want you to know what is a cell. So you know that cell is a source of direct current, am I right? So a cell, like what you see in the batteries, what you see in the remote or in the places like small like this, it looks like this, right? We call it as a cell or a battery. It will be like this. This is a battery or a cell. So battery is nothing but a combination of cells. I already have known about it, right? Now this cell, what role this cell plays in a circuit? I think I would have discussed in the past also that if there is a circuit, then this cell will create a potential difference, or it will help the charge to move around it. So some people have their thought that cells, they produce charges, they produce charge. This is a wrong thought. Cells never produce charge. What cells will do, they will only move the charge. They will move the charge across a circuit. So if you are also thinking that if I am buying a cell and I am putting in this device, it is creating some charge, it is creating some current, usually they will think like that battery will create current, battery will produce current. No, battery will just make the charge to move. And we know that the direction of current is from positive to negative. What does it mean? If the current direction is like this, the direction of electron will be opposite to this. So electron is moving like this. It starts from this terminal, goes and comes. That is how the electron moves, because current is produced in the direction opposite to the direction of current, right? So when I am talking about cell, and I said that it will move the charge across a circuit. So it does not produce any current or any charge, it will just make the charge to move inside a circuit. If you learn deep about the cell that you have already studied in chemistry, where you have learned about the electrochemical cell, what is there? There is a electrolyte in which the electrodes are dipped. So if suppose this is electrolyte and this is the circuit, I can put some resistance here if I want. So there will be some positive ion deposition, and in one plate we will have negative ion deposition called as cathode and anode. And we know that the ions will be this ions or these charges will be moving. It's usually electrons. We know electrons, and I have also told you why they move. So electrons will start moving. It goes like this, it goes like this, it comes. Again it has to go from here to here, isn't it? See the electron, it starts, goes in the circuit, consumes some energy in the resistance, comes back to the positive terminal, and we know by electrostatic force it will be attracted towards positive, it will reach in the positive terminal. But it should stay here, right? Because electron is being negative in nature, this rod is positive nature, it should stick here, but it won't stick here. Something is there which is taking it out of this electrostatic force of attraction and makes it to move and again come in the negative terminal and keeps the circuit completed. This is the electromotive force. I already have seen that. So electromotive force is responsible for moving the electrons from positive terminal to the negative terminal. So I said electron is moving. The electron has to move and reach here. So electron deposited on this positive terminal, it has to come back to negative terminal, right? So now again, from coming from positive to negative, it's not possible by itself. So there must be some force, there must be some energy which has to be given, and that will only take it and make it to move in the negative terminal. That is known as electromotive force, and remember that this is non-electrostatic in nature. This electromotive force is non-electrostatic in nature. So, because of the electrostatic force, these electrons will get attracted towards this positive. Now, some force has to be there to take it out, and that is electromotive force. Once again, this electromotive force, it is not that force what we read in mechanics, because you know the SI unit of force is Newton, but the SI unit of EMF will be volts. So, it is not a force. Then why the name force came? It came by convention. So, in olden days when they are not having much idea about EMF, they gave the name as force. But today we have found that no, it is not a force, it is just a chemical reaction which is happening in the electrolyte, which makes the electrons to come out of the protons, come out of the action of protons, and again go to the negative terminal, and again the circuit gets completed and the charge starts moving. So, I hope you have understood how a cell works. A cell or a battery, when you buy from a shop, then this will have some EMF written on that. Have you seen when you buy a cell, there will be something like maybe 1 volt or 2 volt or 3 volt, whatever, maybe 6 volt batteries are also there. So, this is the EMF of the cell. So, what is the EMF of the cell? If I want to define EMF, I will define it in some time. But now first to understand what is a cell, it is a device which makes the charge to move across the circuit. How this makes it to move across the circuit? By creating a potential difference. By creating potential difference. I told that if you create a potential difference, the charge will start to move. So, cell is a device which is used to create potential difference, in turn which helps to move the charges inside a circuit. Please make a proper note of it and have an understanding of how a cell works. Already studying in chemistry, but even then I want you to have a proper idea about how a cell is working. Now, I am going to talk about some concept known as terminal voltage. What is this new thing, terminal voltage? I will tell you, listen. So, when you go and buy a cell from a market, you get it and its value is suppose 6 volt. So, you went to the market and you bought, its voltage was, its EMF was 6 volt. But what if I tell you that that cell will not give you 6 volt of potential difference? What are you saying? Let me explain it a small example. So, what I am doing, I am having a resistance in a circuit and I am connecting a cell to it. So, this cell what I have bought from market, this is for 6 volt. So, when I put a ammeter here, I know ammeter is put in series, and when I put a voltmeter here which is put in parallel, if it is 6 volt and its resistance is of 2 ohm, that means this EMF, generally EMF is written as this kind of E. So, this EMF is 6 volt and this R is 2 ohm. So, we know that V is equal to IR. So, I is equal to V by R. So, 6 by 2, definitely 3 ampere will come here, and what should be the reading of ampere? So, I will be equal to 3 ampere, and V across this, suppose I am writing it as A and writing it as B, then V across AB by using the voltmeter, it should be how much? IR. I is 3 into 2, so 6 volt. This should be our expectation, that potential difference across this AB is 6 volt and current coming out of the cell is 3 ampere. But if you do it experimentally, this is the theoretical value, this is the theoretical value what we find by our calculations. But when you do the same experiment, what if I tell you that the current coming out is not 3 ampere and the current coming out is less than that, maybe 2 ampere, maybe 1 ampere, maybe 1.5 ampere, maybe 2.5 ampere. Suppose the same circuit, there is ammeter and there is voltmeter, and now I have bought this 6 volt battery, and if I see current comes to be only 2.5 ampere, this was 2 ohm, then what will be the, if the ammeter is reading 2.5 ampere, what will be the V across AB? This is the point A and this is the point B. V across AB will be equal to IR, I is coming 2.5 into 5 volts. So, I bought a cell of 6 volt, but what I am getting is only 5 volt. Did the shopkeeper cheat me? No, he never cheated you. He did not cheat you. Then where did this 1 volt go? Where did this 1 volt go? There must be some more resistance inside the circuit which is consuming this potential difference. I have already told you in my previous sessions that resistance will eat the potential, it consumes the potential. So, somewhere that 1 volt has been taken by whom? It has been taken by the cell, and that cell is having some resistance inside this, and that resistance is known as internal resistance of the cell, denoted by small r. It's a small r. So, when you see capital R, generally it is the external resistance. It is the external resistance. When you see small r, it will become the internal resistance of cell. So, this small resistance is actually eating up. Now, can you find what is the value of the small resistance? Think, see, this is 6 volt. Out of 6 volt, 1 volt has died. So, if 1 volt has died, what would have this been? So that it became, how much current is coming out? Current coming out is 2.5 ampere, isn't it? So, if I is 2.5 and this E is 6 volt, then what should be the total R in a circuit? Definitely V is equal to IR. So, if V is equal to IR, R should be V by I. So, R will be equal to 6 by 2.5. So, when you solve this, it becomes 60 by 25, 5 5 is 25, 5 12s are, and 5 2s are 10.4. So, definitely it is 2.4 ohms. This is 2 ohm, this will be 0.4 ohm. Now, you solve this circuit, you will get the answer. So, now in this circuit, let us check what is the net total R. Total R is 2 plus 0.4 ohm, that is equal to 2.4 ohm. And if V is EMF which you bought is 6 volt, I will be equal to V by R, so 6 by 2.4. Solve it, you will get 2.5 ampere. And since 2.5 will come here, 2.5 into the potential difference here will be 2.5 into how much? 5 volt, and 2.5 into 0.4, it will be 1 volts. Now, you understood where this 1 volt went? This 1 volt became the potential difference that is consumed by it, and this is the potential difference that is visible in the external circuit. That is known as the terminal voltage of this circuit. So, now I think you would have got some clarity over terminal voltage and electromotive force. So, if you want me to define what is terminal voltage and what is electromotive force, I think I can define it in a better way now. So, what I will write? I will say that this electromotive force or EMF is the potential difference across the terminal of a cell when no current is drawn from it. When no current is drawn from it. That means it is a open circuit, isn't it? That's what we buy from shop. So, when you go in a shop and buy a cell, they don't connect in a circuit and give it to you. They will just give you, it will be 3 volt or 6 volt. That is the electromotive force of the cell. So, what is that? That is the potential difference across the terminal of a cell when no current is drawn from it. That is, it is in an open circuit. And what is terminal voltage? Terminal voltage, it is also the potential difference across the terminal of cell when the current is drawn from it. That is, it is in a closed circuit. So, terminal difference. So, if the battery is being consumed, you can very well understand that this terminal voltage will always be less than the electromotive force. Why? Because terminal voltage will be comprising, will be becoming less, because from the EMF some internal resistance is consuming some potential, and remaining potential what comes out is terminal voltage. So, I think you would have understood what is the meaning of terminal voltage, what is the meaning of electromotive force, and what is the meaning of internal resistance of a cell. So, if you are wondering, sir, you told that terminal voltage will be less than EMF. Is it for all the cases? Yeah, for all the cases when the cell is being discharged, that is when the cell is being consumed, there are some chargeable cells. If chargeable cells are used, we will give some energy to charge the battery. At that point, your terminal voltage sometimes may be even higher than the electromotive force. So, that is not there in the syllabus, but now you understand that in our context today, whatever we will speak, terminal voltage will be lesser than the electromotive force. So, now I will find the formula of electromotive force and I will draw a relationship between EMF, terminal voltage and internal resistance. For deriving the relationship between electromotive force, terminal voltage and internal resistance, I will just take the same example. What I have done, I have taken a circuit and now I have come to know that there was a internal resistance small r, external resistance R was there, and I took example as this was 2 ohm and this was EMF of 6 volt and R was found to be 0.4 ohm and the current coming out was actually 2.5 ampere, and that is the reason this terminal voltage was 5 volt and this definitely was 1 volt. This is what happened in the previous case. What I have told you, what I said here, I said you that in from the cell, when the charge starts to move and the current is produced, then current is not produced, when the current is formed, then what happens? Only 2.5 ampere starts, though it looks that 6 volt and 2 volt should create 3 ampere of current. But why does not 3 ampere of current starts from here? Is because of the presence of this 0.4 ohm. So, we can say that this electromotive force, that is complete EMF, is summation of terminal voltage, that is V, and plus this voltage, that is I into small r. So, from here I can write that terminal potential, terminal voltage V is equal to EMF minus IR. This is the relationship between the terminal voltage, electromotive force and resistance, internal resistance R. V is equal to E minus IR. V is the terminal voltage, and terminal voltage sometimes I can also write as I into R external. So, if I write I into R is equal to E minus IR, from here I will get E is equal to I into R plus R. So, from here I can write what is I, current I will be equal to electromotive force by R plus R. This is the relationship I can draw if I assume this V is equal to IR. This is what, right? So, current is coming and R is the internal resistance, so potential difference is IR. So, this is how we find the relationship between electromotive force, potential difference and internal resistance of a cell. So, in today's class what we have seen? We have seen what is a cell. I have told you how the cell is made up of. I have told you the basic difference between electromotive force and terminal voltage, where I said you electromotive force is the potential difference across a terminal when the circuit is open, that is when the current is not drawn from it, and that is what is written on the cell of the what you buy from the market also. And terminal voltage is the potential difference created when the current is drawn from the battery, that is it is in closed circuit. So, when the same cell you are putting in the circuit, like when you are putting in a remote, if you are buying a 3 volt battery and putting in a remote, actually you are not getting 3 volt, actually it is 1.5 volt what we buy from shop. It is not having 1.5 volt running when it starts working, it becomes 1.2 or 1.3. Where that 0.2, 0.3 volt is lost? That is lost in the internal resistance of the cell. If you ask me how this internal resistance is caused, it is caused in the electrolyte. So, electrolyte offers some resistance in the cell which the charges have to overcome to move. That resistance is internal resistance present inside the cell. I have also drawn the relationship between E, V and R, and finally you have got V, terminal voltage V is equal to electromotive force E minus I into internal resistance R. So, V is equal to E minus IR. Based upon this, I will solve some numericals and I will also tell you about this internal resistance or the cells when they are in series and parallel in the upcoming class. Till then, keep liking the videos, share it with your friends and subscribe the channel. Thank you.